Madman Sports.
We're back.
It's your boy, Diamond Dave, Lewis. You know me. My name is Jake, and that's Zach.
Zach, how you doing? Hey, guys, tough one Sunday, huh?
So tough we had to take a sabbatical.
Well, not really, but we figured we'd just roll this one into a second one again, and we'll do a double-decker, just like how we used to.
An old man double-decker.
Turkey Club.
Double-decker. So,
Ruben.
what's your biggest takeaways from the Miami game?
The Heat sucks.
Is that really the hang-up?
Grabbing dicks. Not cool.
What do you mean? Give me context.
Someone grabbed Josh Allen's member.
Really? I did not
That's
see
what that fight was about. Remember when Josh Allen ripped that dude's helmet off?
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
He was on the Kyle Brandt's little podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he was talking about with
So,
Pat McAfee.
is it a big deal?
The grabbing of the
You
dick?
get your loss out of the way.
No.
Are the Bills doomed?
No.
Not
No.
doomed, but the loss sucks.
It does suck.
They put up, 400 yards on what
Almost
some people are saying
497.
are the Dolphins being the second coming of Christ. I guess that's not bad.
Well, I think the important takeaway is the Dolphins are a respectable team. We were noticeably much better than them.
Wrong? They're not. I would say that they're
I
not.
kinda-
Dolphins found a way to win.
I take it as both,
Barely?
I guess. Yeah, they barely won. But, I mean, we're talking about a depleted defense, an offensive line that was on its third-string center. I mean, it was a messy situation by the end of the game. Diggs was out. McKenzie was out. Gabe Davis never came out, but we know he's hurt.
Tua didn't know where he was.
Knox was out. I mean, speaking of Knox out, Tua was out.
That was a concussion.
That was weird. I don't care because if I say the guy beat us concussed, I'm not as happy, so I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it was definitely a concussion. Maybe it was his back. Who cares? He passed the concussion testing, which...
I don't know how. Well, Miami is known for covering things up,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't be surprised.
Except for the Bills sideline. They don't cover that up.
Facts.
Interesting thing. Did you see what happened to them tonight? They're practicing in Cincinnati, and someone filmed their practice.
Ooh.
Good.
They caught someone filming their practice.
I'd film it.
There's not much to catch there.
So you said that the
Pass it to
Dolphins do a lot
Tyreek.
of shady things. Every team does shady things. The Bengals just did something shady.
I mean, this is just how it's going to go. The Bills' season is still intact. They got a tough game Sunday. There is no doubts about it. The Ravens are a good squad. Lamar's probably the leading candidate for MVP right now. Mark Andrews is running at full force. Rashad Bateman is a mastermind right now, carving up defense. Devin Duvernay, the Texas legend.
Who?
Exactly.
It's on
Everyone,
my team.
everyone but me knows, or everyone but me doesn't know. But yeah, Devin Duvernay's having a game. They got rid of Marquise Brown. Doesn't seem like they missed too much there. Bills have their hands full. They signed Xavier Rhodes, which 2 years ago he had a fantastic season. They have a banged up secondary. Dane Jackson practiced again today.
Yeah.
I think tomorrow or today for the listeners, watchers, Thursday is going to be the big test. If he practices again, I think I can see. This is what I'll say. If he practices again, limited or full capacity, whatever, practicing in any capacity tomorrow on Thursday, today for Thursday, I think he plays on Sunday. What do you guys think?
I think that's feasible. I think we need him to play. I don't know how you could go back without having any reservations about playing. I don't know how you don't play scared in that scenario.
I do think Dane Jackson plays.
I think tomorrow's a big test. Today he practiced in limited capacity. It looked like he was very excited, so maybe he felt good. The soreness the next day will be the biggest thing for me. Poyer. I think we might get Poyer back. What do you guys think? Would that be a huge boost or what?
I think so.
I'd be a boost. I don't think we get him back, but it'll be a boost.
Really? That's a shame. Ed Oliver, limited practice, but he posted on Instagram. I've been watching the injured guys' Instagrams because I think they tell a little bit more than maybe what they're seeing. I think Phillips is out until the bye week, just based off of his Instagram.
Sean McDermott said he's more week to week than day to day.
I think he's out for the bye week. He's playing Call of Duty midday. He is.
Yeah.
He is laboring for sure, as he mentioned on his IG story. Ed Oliver said
What is Ed Oliver's deal? What's injured on him?
his ankle. It was the first game, right? It was Cooper Kupp. He stopped Cooper Kupp from getting a first down, but then that lineman came in and pushed everyone over top of Ed Oliver. His ankle went backwards. But he posted on Instagram story Monday night saying, I think these MFers forgot I got to get back quick because they're talking on a lot of things. So I think Ed Oliver's ready to come back.
And Ryan Bates is a concussion protocol.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough
It's
one.
the offensive line. took huge beating in the Dolphins game, heat-wise.
I think Mitch Morse comes back.
Which, by the way, I
Yeah.
never gave my diamond in the rough for that.
Jake Kumaro, 6 to 8 weeks with a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, he's out.
Shakir time.
I think we gotta see a little
I
bit
think
more
so.
Shakir. Maybe 6 to 8 weeks, and maybe if Shakir or someone tweaks their ankle, we see Odell come in. I think that might be the anvil there. 6 to 8 weeks is a long time period, and that's a huge loss on special
That's likely
teams.
this season.
I mean, that's a
Close.
longer season. It's going to be real close. It's going to take a lot for him to come back, and that's a shame because I think I really started to see him kind of come to his own on offense there.
Yeah,
Allen can make anyone look good.
true. Like Reggie Gilliam.
Reggie
Talk about
Gilliam's ready
this year.
He's ready.
He's been making some plays.
The diamond last week was Devin Singletary. Day.
Had to be. It was his
Had
best
to be.
game as a Bill.
Had to be.
He's becoming to be a guy that other teams talk about when they prepare for
Good.
Bill's offense. Devin Singletary is starting to be that guy. What's his nickname? What do they call him?
Motor.
Motor.
And I'll tell you what, it's rightfully so because you know what? Josh Allen's taking what the defenses are giving him. They're taking away over the top. Gabe Davis, hurt, whatever. Dumping it down to Singletary. 9 catches, 70-plus yards, and a touchdown last week.
Tell you.
Just keep feeding him when he's open. I think I'm all in on ending the Zach Moss experiment.
Yo, yeah. I'm done.
One 33-yard run does not fix all of my problems with him always.
No. James Cook. Starting to see a little
He's
more
starting
action.
to cook a little.
Yeah, when does he come to full bloom? Kansas City after the bye week? I mean, the first game jitters maybe. You know, getting his feet in the NFL. Tennessee had that big run at the end. Kind of translated into a decent performance when he was out there against the Dolphins.
Just think
I'm just seeing more and
see
more
him improve.
gradually. Yeah, I think that's what's going to
I
come
don't
down
think
to.
we need to see him
No.
do much this year.
We might
I
though.
mean-
I think we need to get our. Dawson Knox has done nothing so far.
I think he's playing injured. He was injured the first game.
I think he's
Second
mentally
game, the one you guys were at,
Which is okay.
he was very limited and very hurt. And last game, he was like not even anywhere to be seen. He's very injured. I think it's coming to the point where we should probably get another tight end here. I know Jake just mentioned Gilliam, which is kind of a tight end.
Morse looks good in a couple of plays I've seen him get the ball.
Yeah, I mean, and if not this year, I think, well, we did just sign Knox. But
Yeah, I mean, it was
maybe
big
it's
money.
time to maybe look at another tight end.
Just to
I
get
know
someone
that's kind
steady.
of bold. O.J. Howard wasn't that guy.
I think drafting someone steady maybe this year in like the mid rounds that you can kind of bring along. Tommy Sweeney could be that guy too. He's been beaten out by Quentin Morris, which maybe Quentin Morris in his second year is starting to become something. Caught a beautiful ball by Josh Allen the other day. That was good. I think the Bills have their work cut out for them on Sunday. They're missing their defensive tackle, but they got this guy named Travis Jones, who's like 323, gonna clog up the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I do have a complaint with the Dolphins game that I do want to have a discussion about real quick. I know
We
we're
briefly
moving
can. Go
along
ahead.
here. McDermott was kind of a weak point of that game, I think. I think some coaching decisions are very questionable.
Well,
Our what do we call it? 2-minute drill. A 2-minute drill. Time management's been awful. I don't know whether you blame him or McDermott or Allen. I don't know who to blame. Dorsey maybe. But I think McDermott's been very questionable with his play calling all year.
well, I mean, if you watch this podcast, you know that we don't trust Sean McDermott. He is the worst part about the Bills, and you know some days he's the best part about the Bills. But they are going to go in close games as that, and they're now 0-7 in the last 7 close games. Bad stat.
That's bad.
That falls off on the coach's shoulders. I don't care how. You know, sometimes it takes miracles. We're talking about 13 seconds. We're talking about Hail Murray. We're talking about butt punt. I mean, there's so many ridiculous variables that it takes to beat this team. But at the end of the day, they win so much that the losses become exemplified. And I think that's something they have to clean up. I don't know how it works out. I mean, the Heat, I want to beat up McDermott every time I can. We're talking about the goal line before they had to, when they went for the 4th down, couldn't get it to Isaiah McKenzie. We're talking about that. He's not going under center with a 3rd-string center. It's just the way that game shook out. You got to throw your hands up and just say it took everything to beat the Bills. I wouldn't put that loss directly on McDermott in terms of clock management. He's filling out guys that are hurt, depleted, tired, cramping. It was a mess, a sloppy game.
Yeah.
Just get them better, ready maybe, in conditioning.
Maybe
Both teams were losing to Heat, so who knows?
Without a doubt, the Bills are still a top 3 AFC team. Without a doubt.
And
Maybe
they're not
maybe
two.
one.
I think they're not 1 or 2.
But
Or 2 or 3.
all it shows me is that the
They beat
AFC
the
East
Bills.
AFC East is going to have some competition. It's not as easy as we
I
thought.
don't think so. I think the
I
Bills
think this is a
smoked the
fluke.
Dolphins.
It will
Yeah,
be different
in
when they come to
December.
Buffalo, though.
Yeah, I just think that you kind of hope that you don't lose another divisional game and then you beat the Dolphins and whatever tiebreakers need to break out have to happen. Maybe they lose tomorrow against the Bengals. You start get the AFC ratio. You get the AFC ratio back in your favor. I think you just have to make sure that you do not lose another divisional game for the rest of the way because I don't think the Dolphins lose another divisional game. Or maybe Bill Belichick beats them in New England and takes a little bit of load off your shoulders.
Hear me out. Don't lose another game, period.
Well, sure.
Just saying.
Then you don't have to worry about anything, maybe.
So as far as the Ravens,
Dolphins have an easy ass schedule. So
as far as the Ravens go, I was like looking at the last 3 games they played. Their defensive backfield gets more torched than we could ever imagine ourselves getting torched. They made Tua look like Dan Marino. Mac Jones looked solid, even though they lost. Mac Jones looked solid against them before he got injured. They can't stop anybody. We could probably put Matt Barkley in there and he would have a 400-yard game. Maybe a bold statement, but
very bold, but I like it.
Their defensive backfield is not good. And Justin Houston has been injured, their pass rusher.
And old.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting Ronnie
Nothing about
Stanley
their
back
defense scares
probably. You know, their offense is really where the action's at. The Bills' defense is still depleted. Like I said, hopefully you get Ed Oliver. Hopefully you get Jordan Poyer. Hopefully you get Dane Jackson.
With this depleted defensive backfield, do we see Trey White pushed out a little quicker?
I don't think they rush him. There's a bigger goal at hand, regardless.
I think that, it's still after the bye week with him. I think that's just smart.
I think that when he comes back, though, we're looking at a team. Christian Benford out for 3 weeks, couple weeks, he said, with a broken hand. He had surgery today. Feeling it went perfect. They're going to have 5 starting caliber outside cornerbacks. Xavier Rhodes, Dane Jackson, Kyer Elam, Christian Benford, and Trey White. I mean, they're going to be deep at corner after this.
Siri Neal's really good, too. The thing is that McDermott said himself today, they didn't play him because of the heat, and he didn't want him doing double duty, special teams, because he's such a big factor, and running the defensive backfield position. So, we still have guys. The heat was a huge factor.
Bodies are bodies still. I mean, it's just... You got to throw this game out. It means nothing. Just make sure that you take your moral victories into September. Make sure you're turning them into real victories in December and January and maybe February. I'm just going to let it out. Listen, let's just score predictions. Who needs to have a big game, Dave, in order for the Bills to win?
100% the offensive line needs to back up their performance from the last game. The heat's not a factor. I actually don't know what the weather's going to be like. I think it's going to be
rain.
A little affected by the rain.
Torrential downpour. They say it's going to be not from a hurricane. I don't think. I don't think it's from a hurricane.
I think it is.
On Sunday, it's maybe they're expecting torrential downpour. I'm not a meteorologist. I won't pretend to be.
I think the offensive line needs to bounce back. Deion Dawkins needs to put it in his back.
It's gonna be the same weather as when they played. Because Alan was asked about it. It's gonna be the same weather when they played during that Peterman home opener 3 years ago when Allen got his first action. So it's gonna be an ugly effing game. Head on a swivel, keep everyone's knees good, and get out of there alive.
45-10.
Yeah. I mean, my score prediction is 34-9. I think the Bills bounce back in a huge way. I never said it. Sorry, Jake.
I respect it.
34-9, Bills. Lamar Jackson has stopped all game. I think.
Asking a lot, maybe, though. Maybe.
We shut down Waddle and...
They shut him down in the playoff game. You know, Taron Johnson on Mark Andrews.
I respect Lamar. I just think that he could be stopped.
I think Lamar's very good. The weather may play a factor. You know, Josh Allen isn't weatherproof. That Atlanta game was ugly as shit.
A lot of running.
You got to find a way to run. I would probably say that the score is somewhere in the ballpark of, 27 21. It's going to be a sloppy game. It's my closest score prediction in 3 years. But that's just how much I respect Lamar, and the elements are going to play a factor. Listen, this is still a team that beat the hell out of the Tennessee Titans on Monday Night Football, the former number 1 seed. This is still a team that beat the hell out of the Super Bowl champs on McBanner night. Don't let some freak shit in Miami get in the way of what this team really is. This is a fantastic team. I'm not saying that, a 6-point victory is anything to be scared about. This is a very good Baltimore team. Maybe Bills 1 in the AFC, Baltimore 2 in the AFC. This is a very good team. Can't believe it's not on prime time. Just got to watch 1 o'clock and we'll see.